welcome back, viewers. All right, we just discussed some of the projects and basically what you had to do serving
Yes.
your division. I almost said constituency, but your division.
Yes.
But what should I get? We also want to know who are those iconic leaders that you would personally draw some inspiration from. And before we go local, we're going to go international.
Yes.
All right. I would like 2 living and 2 dead international politicians or international leaders, I prefer saying, that you draw some inspiration from.
Okay, I take inspiration from Xi Jinping. Of course, we know he's the president of China, living individual, and
serious fellow, you know.
Yes, and
serious fellow,
Putin.
you know. Okay.
Vladimir Putin.
What I like with him is how pragmatic he is. There are certain idealistic ways that I know he would like to go for, but I realize that he realizes that he's in the real world.
Yes.
And as such,
he adjusts.
Yeah, he adjusts to the reality, right? And you mentioned
Vladimir
Putin. One of the things that I respect about him is when someone, all right, I don't know if you know this, but Russia is one of the few countries that even during World War II never hesitated and never halted their chess competition, even in the middle of World War II.
Yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, because they have the belief that it is through that strategic mindset and thinking, and once you nurture it, it will ensure that the country will always survive. Right?
I understand.
So, that's if you can have a situation where an entire country has always adopted a tactical type of approach to things, then that will always go well for you.
Yes.
And that's why one of the times that I saw him at, when he actually came to their national chess competition, big president, but he finds himself there. It speaks well to that, because a lot of the moves that are being made now are obviously not Ludi moves.
Yes.
All right? No disrespect to people who play Ludi.
Yes.
All right?
Or draft.
But draft. But it's chess moves.
Yes, chess moves.
It's chess moves that are being made.
And
all right.
the dead ones.
Yes, the dead ones. So much from my little silly.
Right. I salute and take inspiration from Comrade Fidel Castro.
All right.
A very serious revolutionary.
Okay.
Very serious revolutionary. And Pierre Trudeau, former Prime Minister of Canada in the Michael Manley era.
Okay.
Right? A socialist thinker. And when I say socialist, I mean the political ideology. Right? That whatever advances can be made for the most people, that is the line that we should take. And that is what I mean by socialism. Not talking about 1960s and 70s Cold War communism style socialism.
Okay,
right?
okay. No, but there are a lot of things that happen that benefit the populace, that if you really look on it, it is socialism, you know. Because
once it benefits the populace,
yes,
it is socialism.
Having and maintaining a police force is a form of socialism, you know.
Public transportation.
Public transportation is socialism.
Yes.
A public, having your hospitals and a man not having to
pay exorbitant fees. Yes.
It is socialism.
It is.
The name, it might sound ugly to a lot of persons.
Because of Western philosophy and media, Western media, particularly American
media.
Right?
Yeah. But there are a lot of things that happen in the United States
that is more
socialist than anything else.
Affordable Care Act, for example.
It's very socialist.
Yes.
Right? And
but they call it democratic.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, while in politics now, we're going to go local.
Yeah.
All right. Who are those two living and two dead political persons that you draw influence from, that you draw strength from?
Certainly. Well, in the living, Comrade Portia Simpson Miller is one who, she started as a counselor. She showed tremendous strength. She shattered a glass ceiling, for want of a better word, in becoming the first female prime minister. Notwithstanding what persons who would believe to be her shortcomings, right? And she has managed the party, the PNP, whilst being its president, very, very well in my own estimation. So I take inspiration from Comrade Portia Simpson Miller.
She was always very grounded, you know, and whichever side you come from, you couldn't shy away, or you couldn't say that she wasn't.
Right.
You know?
The great PJ Patterson.
Okay.
The great PJ Patterson.
All right.
I would have been a teenager in his time. And so I would know firsthand the meticulous nature with which he operates and his understanding of organizing, right? Those who would have departed, Comrade Michael Manley, because had it not been for him, and I'm using this example, a very simple thing, I would not be named Campbell. Because my father and mother was not married when I was born. That's something as simple as that. Is as a result of his policies. And so being a person of high complexion, as we would call it, a parochial man would call it, being so grounded with the people, that is something that one must take some inspiration from. And his ability to stand up for principle, that is something that everyone admires. So Michael Manley, certainly among the dead ones. And believe it or not, on the other side, that man named Edward Siaga, Edward Philip George Siaga, is a man who I take inspiration from.
Also certainly very grounded. Very
grounded. He's a revivalist. Very grounded. And is someone who leads from the front. And I take inspiration from that. He knows.
There are some of the things that I must confess I still draw on some of the licks that he had gotten. Right? That I remember once when he said it takes cash to care, and everybody beat him up. And I'm saying, but it is true.
It is true. It is true.
Right? Another time he said, yes, we won, but on Monday we work. And he got licks.
Yes.
You know? And I think in retrospect, we must all at a certain point be able to call a spade, and to if it is so, say what it is.
Yes. And there is one most fundamental thing that I would have drawn from Mr. Siaga too, and that is knowing when to leave this arena of politics. Right? He suffered a few wounds because he would not.
No, but it doesn't mean you can also profit from another man's mistakes, you know.
Yeah, I understand that. But I told you who, and that is why I joined. I know the science to look at, to indicate, which are indicators.
But I'm going to ask you a question now, though, that is a little bit of a twist.
Yes.
All right. How do you deal with the conflict of one of those iconic persons asking one of the other iconic persons that you just mentioned to leave or to back out, and then he said, I shall return? We're going to go for a break. We'll be right back. Do you need your wedding videotaped? Do you need a commercial or an interview done? Then call Sunshine Video Production. We videotape and edit functions, graduations, stage shows, music videos, and even funerals. We have a video studio and offer help with your marketing and promotional planning. So WhatsApp or call us at 883-0525. Welcome back, viewers. When we took the break a while ago, I was asking the question. Yes, it's not a question that's in the script here or that's on my list here, but the question that must be asked. You mentioned two icons, and yes, these are two iconic individuals. One is gone, and God rest his soul, and the other one is still around. How do you deal with that conflict between those two iconic personalities and two iconic leaders in Jamaica's past, where one said to the other one, not right now, just back off a little, while the other one said, I shall return.
Right, and by that I would imagine you mean Comrades Michael Manley and PJ Patterson. All right, now at that time, Michael Manley was the leader of the PNP. Okay. Michael Manley, as we know, is a man of principle. I was not yet born. All right. However, I know of what that situation. Right, I know of what transpired. And being a man of principle, he rightfully said.
And you being a man of history would have
He
acquainted you with that.
Right, he rightfully said, look, you have to step away from this thing. Right?
Yes.
PJ, knowing of his own attributes and his potential, he said, I am stepping away. This is my interpretation of it. I am stepping away. But I shall return.
And return he did.
Return he did. And he ended up leading. As a matter of fact, he took over from Michael Manley, both as party leader and as prime minister. So,
but how do you see the whole thing that, how should I put it?
He could not have been able to return. Did he not have support,
Oh, well, point.
He could not have been able to return. So if you have support, then it may be not yet your time to depart. You may need to step back a bit from the stage and then regroup and come again, which is what he did. So,
and the party is all about groups?
Right, of course, I like that point. Yes, and in fact, as I mentioned, PJ is meticulous.
Yes.
And so he went and did what he had to do. He reorganized himself, and he came back. But the fundamental point is, one of the major indicators of when you should leave is when you are losing support.
Yes.
And he did not lose support.
Okay.
He did not lose support. So both men are still.
And he actually left again while he had support.
Right, while he had support. And everyone was saying that he should stay. He said, no, my time has come. Right.
Okay. Well, one of the things I will always respect with leadership is the leadership that understands that there needs to be an exit plan.
Yes, renewal.
You need to groom and all that type of thing. And the willingness to walk away breeds that system that people feel comfortable with.
Yes.
Because I won't make any pronouncement on the recent, assassination of the Haitian leader.
Yes.
But we must appreciate the fact that it would have played a role in what happened, where there was a conflict because there were persons who felt that there should have been an election because the mandate had run its time and all that type of thing. And usually it doesn't spell well for a country when the leadership is like in some of the states around the world where leadership is there for, the same leader is there for 15 years, 20 years, going on 30 years. There are always negative repercussions for that because there must be renewal. There must be that generational, look where someone realizes that, you have made your contribution. All right, give someone else a chance to do that. There must be that because it breeds. Probably that's not the correct verbiage I should be using, but it creates a situation where people believe that the thing is participatory.
Yes.
You know?
There is renewal, and everyone
Yeah.
is seeking. Ideas, as the time change,
You'll
new
nev-
ideas will need to emerge.
You as a person will never be the vestige of
Right.
all ideas.
Right. So
Right?
a space ought to be there to accept
Yeah.
persons who are
Younger persons
right.
too.
Right.
Right? Because there are at a certain age you start to get set in your ways.
Yes.
Right?
And if you continue winning, you believe that I can do no wrong. Right. So that is how it is.
All right. Are there any projects that you'd like to see happen, whether it's in the division or even, are there any ideas or any projects that you'd like to see inside Portmore or inside Jamaica? Just, I'm just putting it out there.
As a local politician for the time being,
All right.
I will stick to my local and indicate that certainly before I leave, and I'm speaking to my division, I would certainly love the opportunity to be able to ensure that a recreational park is in each of the communities that I mentioned. That is something that I would want to do, and I hope that I will be successful in the next electoral term, in the next electoral cycle, because that will be my main focus. Yes, I'll continue to do the regular drain cleaning and so on, but I will need to seek partnerships now from private sector to ensure that as a, for want of a better word, legacy of mine, as a touch, my identifier as councillor, a recreational park would be in each community.
Okay. All right. Well,
for Portmore, generally speaking, and God rest George Lee's soul.
you're putting on your deputy mayor hat now.
Well, you said in local or in Portmore,
All right, yes.
in Jamaica, but Portmore has a lot of potential with respect to entertainment and so on. And I recall whilst working at NCB, Portmore Week.
Okay. Yes, man.
Portmore Week was something that persons look forward to, and I would want to see something of that sort re-emerge within Portmore, right? Because a lot of Portmore persons are from rural Jamaica. A lot of them, their children and their grandchildren don't know what a board wheel truck is. A lot of them, they are accustomed to cell phone and tablets as toys, and you go into the store to buy toys. Gone are the days when we used to make toys. Yeah, we make a gig.
Come on, that's one of the things I always liked with Portmore Week.
So I would want to see certainly the return of something like that.
Okay.
Not necessarily named Portmore Week, because we know there are legal implications with respect to copywriting and so on. But a few days where people can come together and celebrate things Portmore, right? Not just Hellshire Beach and what have you, but there are other intrinsic things that we can celebrate and be proud of in Portmore. So we would want to see, let us say even 2 days, put aside out of the year to celebrate Portmore. Right now, for example, the mayor every August does a charity show, a free show, at the UDC property there behind Captain Bakery, right? So at the Emancipendence period, there would always be an entertainment show, right? But there are some persons who would want to do some gospel who is not really into that. We want that time in Portmore, and it could very well be the same Emancipendence time, where we look at the things that are intrinsic to us. I said, we take cacti, that is the plural of cactus. We take them.
I've learned something new.
Yes, we take them from Hellshire to see what these things are indigenous to Portmore. Let us celebrate Portmore. Let us expose Portmore. And we would invite persons from outside.
Well, rather than just be an evening, it could be a day.
Right, I said a day or two.
Yeah. We're wrapping up now, so we're going to ask a certain type of question.
Yeah.
Why should a youngster vote? why should a youngster participate in our electoral system? Why should, yes, I know you can answer the question as to why should someone vote for Alrick Campbell, but why should a youngster who, whether it's parish council or constituency, general election, why should a youngster vote?
A youngster should vote when he is satisfied that the person who is voting for has his interest at heart. The person that he is voting for, his integrity is intact. He or she, their integrity is intact. A person should vote when the person that they intend to vote for is someone who listens to them, right? Who can represent them. And above all, a person should vote because Jamaica depends on their voting,
their participation.
At both at the local and community level and at the central government level. Because if, for example, I'm a youngster and I have no way of accessing the person who is seeking my support, why should I vote? I should be able to say to you, MP or councillor, this is my view. If it is even to listen to my view and then to say, watch here, the reality is I'll do this is that, and so I will understand I have a relationship, right? At the local level, councillors, as you mentioned, is the first line of leadership. And so one should vote for a councillor who takes care of communities, who ensure that communities are well kept, who ensure that communities have the space in which to communicate with their leadership.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything to say to? No, sorry. Just indicated. We're going to have to take a quick break and then we'll come back. Do you need your wedding videotaped? Do you need a commercial or an interview done? Then call Sunshine Video Production. We videotape and edit functions, graduations, stage shows, music videos, and even funerals. We have a video studio and offer help with your marketing and promotional planning. So WhatsApp or call us at 883-0525. Welcome back, viewers. When last we broke, we were talking, well, we had just finished talking about why should a youngster actually vote. But do you have any message? I'm going to ask you another question. This is not the last question,
Yes.
Right? But in tune with the question I just asked a while ago. What is your message to youngsters in the country now, based on what you see happening in the news and, some of the despair of sorts that I see happening out there? The criminality and the killings at times and so on. What do you have to say to the average Jamaican youth?
I would say to the average Jamaican youth that I am very serious. Take the time and see what partnerships the government provide, what avenues the government provides for you to use up some of the time that you have. Because persons are so disinterested in politics because they fail to understand that politics is different from governance.
Okay.
Right? So every 3 years for local government, it's politics time. But after, as you said, Mr. Siaga said, we win today, we work tomorrow. Then comes governance, right? So one should be able to take off the uniform of his political party once the election is done. So because of the disinterest,
because you're still, even though your party and the machinery that you have there has put you in the seat, you're still the councillor or the MP for everyone,
right.
Even those who did not vote for you.
Yes, right, that is so. And so because of the disinterest in politics, persons associate whatever programs are there as government or from government as being political. or
Yeah.
partisan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's probably the better reference.
So we see where, for example, and I'll use the Hart, it is now called Hart College of Construction Services, in Portsmouth community. I guarantee you that 20 persons, young persons from Portsmouth would not have gone through and graduated as a course there, and it is right there. It is the mandate. And
sad but true.
Right, it is the mandate of the government. Whichever party forms government, it is a mandate of government to engage young person. So I would say to them, find out, come to me, I will assist you in steering you to the various programs that are there. And you will find that you
I want you to make that
occupied
invitation again, straight into the camera.
Which one?
That one in front of you.
And so I am saying, I will guide you through the process. There are many programs or persons who are attached, both attached and unattached youth, that government provides, right? And I am emphasizing government because government is different from partisan politics. Once a party forms government, it is their duty now to take care of the entire country. And so there are programs
even the part of the country that did not vote for them.
Yes. And so there are programs available. Ask your counselor, ask me. I will be able to guide and steer based on your own circumstance, knowing that circumstances will be different. We'll be able to steer you to where you should go based on your own reality.
So even within the last election, you voted for the
I don't know who ran against me, but if you voted for the other person, no problem. And I mean, persons who didn't vote for me, I deal with them from time to time. So I have no qualms with that. Once you are a resident of this municipality or from wherever, if you can contact me, I will steer you based on your own reality as to a program that the government offers. There are many programs out there available.
All right. Now, last question.
Yes.
This question for some persons might be the cherry on the top, you know. All right.
Okay.
The question now. What are your political aspirations, sir?
My political aspirations. I like to take things one step at a time, right? Currently, there are no vacancies in Portmore.
Okay.
However, I have every interest in representing the Southeast St. Catherine constituency.
Okay.
As soon as any vacancy becomes as soon as there's a vacancy. And so I am not sitting here telling you that that is my aspiration, but it is a step in the right direction as far as I am concerned.
Yeah,
so
you're ready to serve?
I have been serving.
Okay.
I have been serving.
You're ready to serve at that higher level?
I don't know that it is a higher level. I don't know that it is a higher level. But my immediate step is representing Southeast St. Catherine should a vacancy arise.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here. Councillor Campbell, let me thank you for visiting us today in the NCS studio. And let me just say, I look forward to inviting you back where, well, no, better you come forward at another time. All right. And we can be more, how should I put it, can get a better feel as to the more current things that are happening with Councillor Campbell.
All right. I thank you for inviting me, and I guarantee you, as long as I receive an invitation, I will turn up.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Viewers, I must say that we had a very informative interview here with Councillor Campbell, and feel free to call us. You'll see the number on the screen. If when we have the next interview, we could, introduce some of these questions to Councillor Campbell. So thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of In the Hot Seat. Bye for now.